trajectory to broadcast journalism. Join us.
Stewardship with SNB.
Before now, people had thought that the governor was alone. But with the foregoing, it seems that the governor is with the Rivers people on his side. The other day, it was OGBAKOR, Ikwere ethnic nationality, that visited the governor and told him, Mr. Governor, you are not alone, we are with you. Just yesterday, the ETCHE ethnic nationality also did the same, to say, Governor, where you go is where we go. Where you sink is where we sink too. What does it show? It shows that the governor is on the right path of the people, and the people are also with him. And that's why we have carefully chosen a guest who is from the ETCHE ethnic nationality to speak to you about the recent visit, precisely yesterday, by the ETCHE ethnic nationality, who went to see the governor to pay a solidarity visit to the governor. This program is viewed all over the world via our social media handles such as YouTube and Facebook at Rstv Online. We are also on GoTV channel 142 and StarTime channel 113. You can also connect to the studio via our telephone lines that will be displayed on your TV screen. And so, my name is Solomon Nelson Braid. We'll take a short break and I'll let you know my guest in the studio.
Stewardship with SNB.
My guest in the studio today is a politician, a newspaper publisher, and owner of OGBAKOR Telegraph. He was chairman, publicity subcommittee, and the defunct 2023 PDP governorship campaign organization, an opinion leader himself, ETCHE ethnic nationality. Between 2011 to 2015, he represented the good people of ETCHE, Omoma constituency, in the House of Representatives. My guest was born 65 years ago into the OGBAKOR ETCHE ethnic nationality, and of course, an opinion leader himself, Honorable OGBONNA. Welcome to our program.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So, OGBAKOR ETCHE was there. A socio-cultural organization in that matter. Don't you think it's an anomaly for you to involve yourself in politics?
Not exactly. This is a socio-cultural organization that speaks for the ETCHE ethnic nation. And what we set out to do yesterday was not politics.
What was it?
What we set out to do yesterday was to state the position of a people at a time of great struggle. At a time when people think that the excesses of a few Rivers minds, that are determined to destabilize River State for their personal reasons is not something that is welcome. And so OGBAKOR decided on behalf of the ETCHE people, because the people you saw yesterday included traditional rulers, politicians, religious leaders, women, youths. Now that's the ETCHE nation coming together. And what you saw was not ETCHE local government or Omoma local government. You saw the ETCHE nation. And what we came to say clearly was enough is enough for those who think destabilizing River State is the right thing to do. And then the right thing to do was also to say to the governor, you have done well, and you are doing well at a time of great struggle. Because we need to liberate River State. We don't need a state that's in shackles. We don't need a state that is run by a supposed mafia. We need a state that is run on the basis of inclusiveness, on the basis of equality, on the basis of justice, fairness. And that's what Governor FUBARA is trying to deliver.
Was this your visit already in the works, or you just followed suit the same way the OGBAKOR ETCHE people did, or OGBAKOR people did? or he just went to have a pie of the state's commonwealth?
What pie are you talking about? I believe that for those who know how government works, that visit was not accidental. The ETCHE nation
It's already in the works.
had been planning to see the governor. Well, the only thing may be coincidence coming immediately after the Ikore visit. Okay, but what's critical is that we followed our hearts, that we have a strong vision of what should be in present-day Rivers State, and that we believe very strongly that the protection of the mandate that we give to the governor, because ETCHE was among those LGAs that provided massive votes for Governor Siminalayi FUBARA, and we cannot afford to sit by, idly by, while some people toy with the mandate that we gave to the governor. Okay, and so the issue of I don't know what you mean by pie anyway,
Because
we
just after the Obako inquiry
yeah.
international visited, Obako ETCHE also followed suit. So many are thinking
that's coincidence. It's nothing to do with our intention.
Whether it has become a tradition to have a pie of the state's commonwealth or something.
Maybe the only reason that makes sense here is that if you do, many years ago, you used to have the ETCHE local government before more local governments were created, and it shows that there is some level of brotherhood which exists between the ethnic Ikore and the ethnic ETCHE. All right, so beyond coincidence, the Ikores visited the governor commendably, and the ETCHEs who have also been making their moves to visit the governor on a solidarity visit did same.
Honorable NWUKE, I would like to ask you this question for you to clear the air, because just after your visit to the governor, those on the other side of the divide are of the opinion that the Obako ETCHE people are ungrateful to the former governor of Rivers State, because he was instrumental to the emergence of a senator from Obako ETCHE ethnic nationality. It has never happened before. So what do you say to that?
Look, I think that we shouldn't be discussing mundane issues. We should be discussing issues on the
That's what the people say.
Now, if you allow me, I will learn. The point I'm just trying to make here is that there's a tripod when it comes to the Rivers East Senatorial District, and that we have had representations from Okrika, we've had representations from Ikore, and of course, the expectation going forward into that 2023 election was that the ETCHE must produce the senator. We are to say that we are ungrateful.
But nothing would have happened if the former governor had withdrawn the slot from you.
Well, you see, sometimes we create the impression. I admit that he probably listened to the voices of reason, because those voices have been increasingly loud. And we cannot have a situation where you have three major ethnic groups in the Senatorial District, and then one ethnic group shut up for any reason. You understand? And it's not as if we don't have people who are competent, you know, to go to the Senate. So I want to say that it was the time of God, and when that time came, ETCHE had to go. Now we are not unmindful of how it happened, but there was a consensus. A leader doesn't operate alone. The leader listens and governs by consultation, and the level of consultation within the PDP at the time of the election of an ETCHE senator stood in favor of the ETCHE nation. You know, so we are not unmindful of the fact that perhaps the good Lord used the ex-governor to achieve that purpose. But our visit to FUBARA cannot in any way be described as the actions of people who are ingrates. Now, they became governors, and our people voted for them. Does that make any sense? For anyone now to turn around and say, because we went to see His Excellency the Governor of Rivers State, that we are ungrateful. Then what happened when we voted twice. First in the first tenure and in the second tenure for him to be governor of River State. What happened?
So, what has it profited the ETCHE ethnic nationality for visiting Mr. Governor?
No, I think that the greatest profit, like I said, is we are Rivers people. And at a time like this, Rivers people are saying that we need stability, that we need peace, that we need Rivers people to work in collaboration. And that's very critical, okay? Because the destabilization of Rivers will be very costly. Rivers host quite a lot of hydrocarbon establishments. And the complexity of rivers, you know, that over the years we have done as Rivers people, the much we can do to de-emphasize what we call the riverine upland divide. And at the time that is the time for the riverine people to produce a governor, it will be wrong for anyone to create the impression that the entire River State does not support their agenda. Now, it is a matter of conscience. My people have a proverb that if this part of the jaw chews, and this part of the jaw does not chew, the entire jaw is angry. It is a time for FUBARA to be governor of River State, the time for the Riverine people to have a governor of River State. And those threats about impeachment for no reason. Let's place it on record. My brother and friend, when he was governor, said he will not interfere. Those are on record. That once he's done with his mandate, his own service is gone. So what is this? What are we talking about now? So you brought a governor and then you want to emasculate him, you want to subdue him, you want to rule by proxy. No, that can't happen. And that's why Rivers people are standing behind Governor FUBARA.
All right, we'll just play a video clip here, and then we'll come back to the studio. Let's take a listen to the governor when he addressed the OGBAKOR ETCHE ethnic nationality yesterday. Let's take a listen to some of the excerpts from that outing.
You don't mind, don't worry about those people that are delusional. Eh? They think we are still sleeping. Let me tell you people so that they will hear wherever they are. I wanted to help them. Sincerely, because I know them. And I've said it before. These are people that I've helped. I pay their children's school fees. I pay their house rent. I know somebody said, you didn't know my father was a sheriff. My father was already a sheriff officer from 2005 when I started working in finance. So if he says my father was a sheriff officer, yes, my father was a sheriff officer. Before I started working here, I was even a sheriff manager. So I wasn't a beggar. I had enough that I could eat and extend to people. So if you say, I didn't know it was a sheriff, I was a sheriff manager in my own corner. So I wanted to help them. We all knew what happened when they crossed. And how did they cross? Because of our God. For them to make that mistake. They are gone and they are gone. Now, let me tell you. When I wanted to help them, I accepted to help them because what is there? We all want, we disagree to agree. They thought they are smart. What is holding them is the declaration of their seat vacant that was done in December 2023. That's what is holding them. So they think, well, I know they don't know anything. They think I'm like them. We're not doing any budget to nullify that decision. It is what will send them to their villages. For me, as I'm talking to you, I have started preparing my budget for 2025, which I'm going to present very soon. Don't allow anybody to deceive you. They can come to the media and dance. When they go behind, they cry. It is the truth. We don't know how to dance. We say it the way it is and stand tall anywhere we go to.
Stewardship with SNB. Stewardship with SNB.
Well, that was Governor FUBARA who was talking of during the visit of the Ikwere Ethnic Nationality to Government House to pay a solidarity visit. So, back to you, Honorable NWUKE. You heard the governor, but NWUKE have given the governor a 7-day ultimatum to represent the budget of 2024 to them, or else whatever will happen will happen. So one is wondering, and given the way the governor has talked, was that just a mere grandstanding to give morale, to boost the morale of his supporters?
Now, I think that the point is we need to look at this from the position of the law. The constitution of this great country says in 1091G that if you have to leave the vehicle that brought you to the assembly, either at the state or national level, for another vehicle or convenience, that it is deemed that you have abdicated your seat. And I think this is the point that the governor was referring to when he talked about what happened in December. The decision to declare their seat vacant has not been evacuated anywhere, and notwithstanding what the position of the Court of Appeal may have been, the Court of Appeal did not deal with the rest of the matter. The rest of the matter is whether or not these people are still lawmakers. That's the issue. That matter has not been trashed. Okay? So, it's like building something or nothing. The grandstanding of lawmakers who are supportive of the former governor suggests clearly that they are not even reading the mood of the Rivers people, because it is either they are representing ex-governor NWUKE or they are representing Rivers people. Those actions, those threats that are coming from them clearly shows that, like the governor said, they are gone. You see, I would think that you shouldn't put the cart before the horse. Now, there should be, to the extent that those issues relating to their membership of the House have not been addressed, they should go slow.
So what do you think their lawyers are actually telling them, given the interpretation of the Court of Appeal ruling? Because the governor is also relying on the Court of Appeal ruling that says that these are issues of jurisdiction, and the State High Court was not supposed to hear the matter, and the State High Court did not say that they should revert back to the Federal High Court. One is wondering, the way and manner the NWUKE group is dishing out threats, is this law interpreted differently to them?
Oh, well, the issue is this. They appear to me to act like that woman in the Bible. You remember the story of two women who appeared before Solomon? One lost a child at night, and there was a squabble over who should have a living child. And one said, just divide the child. Now the real mother said, no, let this child grow. When the child grows,
the child to die.
Yes, let this child grow. And when the child grows, we'll be able to know who the mother is. Now, what we are seeing is similar to that situation in the Bible, where some persons, for the wrong reasons, they have called for a state of emergency that hasn't worked. They want to hit up the polity, and I must commend those who are followers of the governor for being mature enough not to confront them on the streets, because that's what they are looking for. Now, But let's look at the issue. The issue now, these lawmakers and lawmakers of the River State, they were elected in River State. I admit that INEC conducted the election. And then you are raising the issue of jurisdiction. Okay? But when we look at the setting, are you suggesting that the courts of River State no longer have duties to perform in the arena of justice when an issue is happening within River State? That argument is, for me, neither here nor there. Okay, and it will not be the first time, except the courts, the judicial system is beginning to redefine itself.
But some believe that the federal, there's a conspiracy by the federal high courts to unnecessarily delay cases challenging the legitimacy of the Ameola and his friends or something, just to cause some level of damage to Governor FUBARA while they hold sway. Would that be correct?
No, this
delay.
You know that both of us are journalists and we are not in a hurry to rush to ejaculation. Now, the point I want to make here is that people are entitled to opinion. But if you were to talk with those who work within the temple of justice, they tell you that the wheel of justice grinds slowly. Okay? But give and take, if there were no bad eggs in the judiciary, the CJN, while swearing in new judges, alluded to the fact that there were people in the judiciary that were acting in a manner, we portrayed the judiciary either as biased or...
Was he referring to the cases in River State?
It may not be directly. Of course, his jurisdiction is Nigeria. So the point I'm just trying to make is that it's obvious that even the judiciary is aware that there are bad eggs. And those who are accusing them of delays and that are looking at those trends that have portrayed the judiciary as sometimes biased. Okay, so but here, and the good thing about those of us born in River State is that we believe in the rule of law. And incidentally, the governor that we have at the moment also believes in the rule of law. All of the efforts that have been made to have peace, to determine these things, and you had, I saw in that clip that you played where he said, I wanted to help them because we are one. Okay? And these people who are jumping up and down, who think that the power of life and death is in their hand because they have elected assembly members or because they are working with somebody powerful, they should think again. They should think again. River State belongs to all of us. And but let me end with a popular saying of the ETCHE people. When an individual cooks food for a crowd, the crowd eats it up. But when the crowd cooks for an individual, it's difficult for the individual.
That's a very deep African proverb. All right. Okay, so the governor said that he will not kowtow to anyone to govern River State. Do you sense any fear in that statement?
Fear?
I'm asking you.
No, it doesn't. Cannot. There is no element of fear. You know that this is communication. If we were to approach it from a point of view of communication of somebody sending a message and the receiver receiving it through a channel, then you will understand what he's saying. He's simply saying, look, I am a man of principle and I am in charge. I will not kowtow. I would rather pack my bags and go instead of taking instructions. And this is what makes the Rivers people happy with the governor. They elected him to be in front, not behind. And those who want to intimidate him so he can be behind a supposed godfather, are insulting the intelligence of normal, average rivers people. It's something that no clear rivers man will accept. We have our history, we have our struggles, and where we have come. We are at the point of consolidation from the point where Odili ran this state up to where similarly FUBARA is. There have been a progression in terms of development, and that's why we are looking, and that's why we are angry that some people want to, for any reason, truncate it. It won't happen. What we have now is a mass movement, and look at those who are supporting FUBARA. They are not talking PDP, they are not talking APC, they are not talking Accord. They are a movement of Rivers people sufficiently motivated to support the governor, sufficiently angry with those who think that they own this state. This state belongs to all of us.
Talking about movement of OGBONNA, you are a party man, you are of the PDP. The governor recently said that he has lost hope in the PDP and that the PDP has not considered River State as one of its own. What do you say to that?
Well, I think that reference by the governor to PDP and what PDP ought to be doing at this time is very salient. The reason is NWUKE has not moved out of PDP, and he is staying within the ranks and file of the PDP to cause the kind of problem.
Are you expecting him to move out of the PDP?
If you please understand where.
No, he said NWUKE has not moved out of the PDP.
Now, please let me land.
Okay.
NWUKE has not led the PDP. Governor FUBARA is in the PDP. He is a PDP governor. PDP has certain rules of engagement. The governor is the leader. The governor is the leader by convention. And if you want to add precedence to it, that's okay. Now, the PDP ought to call NWUKE to order. He hasn't sufficiently done so. Now, you can see, and let me say this from my point of view, that perhaps, yes, FUBARA is right to say PDP hasn't done sufficiently. On the other hand, PDP is careful to avoid a division. A division is what NWUKE and his supporters want. A division at national level to justify the so-called movement of this 24 goons.
It's okay. We'll just take a short break. Remember that OGBONNA is a journalist himself, a publisher, and of course the owner of the Port Telegraph that has been selling well. It's a local tabloid, but it's been doing well. He was a member of the National Assembly, precisely the House of Representatives. He was also commissioner at the time in the state, and he's a politician. So, do you expect anything less from what he's saying? All right, we'll just take a short break. Well, when OGBONNA is going to tell us the court ruling that barred the governor and the chief judge of the state from having any dealings with the NWUKE group. We're going to find out details of that when we return from the break. Stay with us.
Stewardship with SNB.
Stewardship with SNB. It's probing.
You want to kill, you want to bury. What is it all about?
Beckoning on you occupying that public office to give account of your stewardship.
To be that quiet, he's the executive governor of this state, and he's the leader and head of our party.
Politics on the menu.
I don't know what will happen. The governor leads, whatever directive he brings, I will follow.
What about the surprises?
Action that I've accepted to follow will be taken on my witness. I will surprise them.
Watch Stewardship at 12:30 p.m. on weekdays. Stewardship with SNB, a new trajectory to broadcast journalism. Join us.
Stewardship with SNB.
Well, if you have just joined us, the program is Stewardship with SNB from the studios of Rstv in Port Harcourt. On this segment, we'll take your calls because you're as important as we are here in the studio. And so telephone lines will be displayed on your TV set for you to call us. But let me quickly set the rules as usual, that you call us and then turn down the volume of your TV set or move away from your TV so that we can have a smooth conversation. Oftentimes my viewer would want to hear themselves. It is not a time to hear yourself, but you're talking to a wider Rivers community. And so please turn down the volume of your TV set. If we have to join you in the conversation, you do well to turn down the volume of your TV set so that there will be no, it will be noisy. The conversation will be noisy. So on this segment, you join the conversation as we have earlier said. But let me turn to my guest, NWUKE. The Constitution is clear. No court can stop the House of Assembly from performing its functions. Now, in the light of this, what's your perspective of a recent court ruling barring the governor and the chief judge of the state from having any dealings with the NWUKE group?
I think that the background of one of the good things about law is that you go before a court, a duly constituted court, with a plea, for interpretation of aspects of the law, and also some orders that may be beneficial, to the one who seeks justice. Now, those who went to court and said, Governor FUBARA, and now that the chief judge of Rivers is also included, should have no dealings with a group which honestly, until it is of course proven, appear to be, in the eyes of the law, they do not exist. Because they have already infringed on 109, section 109. They don't exist. But are we to rely on existing decisions by the Supreme Court? One that has been taken in the case of a labor lawmaker who defected and who has lost his seat based on the ruling of the Supreme Court. Those who have lost their seats in crossover state, also based on section 109(1)(g). Now, those decisions are precedences in law, and we suggest that if the Supreme Court were also to wade into this matter, it is impossible for the Supreme Court to reverse itself, meaning that still, in the eyes of the law, based on all those decisions have been taken, these men don't exist. Now, but the argument, you see, when the Court of Appeal acted, it only removed the aspect that deals with parading. But, like I said, it did not deal with the major issue, meaning that that case, that one, is alive. Now, those who are asking Governor FUBARA not to have any contact with the NWUKE-led lawmakers are saying that these people, on the basis of law, don't exist and so cannot be seen as the legitimate assembly of Rivers State. So it's of course it's a plea by an interest group saying clearly that you cannot deal with these people who are not as legitimate.
All right, we have from a caller here who has been calling us to us. Hello, good afternoon. We had earlier warned that if you have to join our conversation, do well to turn down the volume of your TV set. But I can see some persons still falling short of these rules. Once again, if we have to pick your call to converse with you, turn down the volume of your TV set or move away from your TV set so that there will be no hold back. All right, we're waiting for your calls because earlier on, the person who called had fallen short of the glory of the program here. So we're disconnected. All right, so as a lawmaker, you were a lawmaker, although at the federal level. Where do you think the NWUKE group has actually gone wrong? in the defection saga?
Look, clearly is a huge mistake. You know, let me say that what we saw in Rivers State was not an illusion. Lawmakers who are following Ameuride went to the State Assembly, as it then was, announced to the world that they have defected to the APC. They took group pictures waving teeny APC flags. They went to court, swore affidavits in cases that were before the judiciary, affirming in their own hands that they were members or have become members of the APC. Then all of a sudden you wake up in the middle of the night and say, look, I didn't the camp. You know? And so for me, the whole thing has become melodramatic. We have a situation where men who should be honorable, and that's why they are called honorable members, who should be honorable enough to own up to actions, decisions, comments that they have made. You understand? So to suggest that were they joking? Like this, like again, let me go back to what lawyers say. They say you can build something on nothing. Those cases that are in court, what stimulated them? There was a dance. On the mandate, we shall start Jagaban.
It was everywhere.
When the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory visited the Chief of Staff to the President, not more than 48 hours later, there was a song on River Street marked by the defection. So, the trend, if you follow the trajectory, you understand that honestly, they shot themselves in the foot. That is the basic truth. Now, the Constitution is very clear as to what should happen. And the subsection that says, except if there is a division. And I can tell you, when I look at my understanding, all the structures, property owned by a political party belongs to the National Secretariat. And so, I do not imagine that the division, if any, at the state level is what the Constitution was looking at. Division, usually. I was in the house when we left PDP.
Not at the state level, at the national
Yes,
level.
it's national. When we left PDP for
The APC.
APC many years ago, then I was a member of the National Assembly. There was a clear division within the PDP. And that division created room, you know, for those who defected at that time, who followed Governor Rotimi Amechi into the APC to do so. Okay? Now, yes, you can have disagreement, and of course you had the governor say we can disagree to agree. But those conversations, we are normal amongst men, may not in the main be what the Constitution referred to as division. You know, so the American group tactically made a mistake, and I'm sure they attempt to retract their steps by saying it never happened. They attempt to say somebody should show them where their names are reflected in them. Nobody ever looks at those registers or diaries. The intent, the motive, has already been pronounced as they did. So what is that? If I say Solomon, I'm going to kill you, and then tomorrow Solomon dies in questionable circumstances.
God forbid.
God forbid. Now, will I say, when I'm asked, we had you, they say you will kill Solomon. Now I will say I didn't kill Solomon. I didn't say so. God, look, you have already created motive.
It's okay. All right. Talking about this crisis of NWUKE, you were a caucus member of the FUBARA campaign management. Did you, by chance, foresee this conflict between the governor and his predecessor before now? Did you see it? Did you foresee it?
It was not, in my opinion, some of us, there are many of us who in the beginning were as confused as hell. Nobody saw it coming.
Nobody saw it coming.
Nobody saw it coming.
So what is the struggle all about?
Well, you see, we had as our crest during the campaigns the consolidation of the gains that's been achieved in Rivers State under the new Rivers vision. And what we did not perceive was that consolidating the gains would mean the enforcement of one man's will when it comes to Rivers affairs. You know, and there's this small bird that says that because his manhood is so small, he shouldn't take his wife. And ETCHE saying,
his wife is his wife.
He can't take his wife, you know. Now, notwithstanding the fact that there was a consensus, broad consensus, championed by the former governor, which agreed that first, power had to shift from the upland, because in 24 years, power remained resident in the upland. 8 years of Governor Peter Didi, 8 years of Governor Rotimi Amechi, 8 years of Governor NWUKE. And in the spirit of brotherhood, power had to shift to the riverine. Recall that under the APC, Amechi had tried it. Incidentally, I don't know how lucky Opobo is. The Kuku Peter side was from Opobo. Amechi thought it was time to give room to the riverine. It didn't work. And when time came to do the needful, again, history had to repeat. PDP went to Opobo and came up with the governor, FUBARA. You understand? So these things very clearly tell you a lot of stories. There's a karma of Rivers politics.
All right.
Now, on the final note, I do not see FUBARA as aggressor here. Now, you can take a horse to the stream. We can't force it to drink water. You can take a man across the bridge and the man will tell you, thank you, let me proceed with my journey. You cannot insist that he must travel with you in the same vehicle because you help him across the river. So, FUBARA was right to demand to be his own man. NWUKE should have kept his promise, not interfere. Because what is going on here is an ego problem. A dynasty that somebody wants to build appears to be on the verge of being halted. A new thinking, a new process of political alignment, all are evolving at the same time. And this does not agree with those who, in the main, want the world to see that they brought FUBARA. But the good thing about it is that FUBARA continues to insist that he's grateful to all those that God used to bring him here.
All right, NWUKE, you've been talking very well, but I want to ask you this question. You were in the APC when the former governor wooed you over to the PDP. I'm very correct. He was the governor of Rivers State, and he was virtually wooing everybody to cross over to the PDP. Meaning that you were a very strong ally of the former governor. At what point did you abandon him? Or why did you abandon him, the former governor?
I don't know what you mean by abandonment.
You are not with him again.
Look, like I said,
you liked his style of governance then, and then that's why you crossed over to him to work with him.
There was something that entrusted quite a lot of us at that time. His position at the national stage, because Rivers precisely are not being able to have dominant forces when it comes to. What did he try to get there? And thereafter, after all that happened, we drew. Amechi became two-time governor. No, I'm not talking about the campaign director or the president.
Okay.
And quite a lot of people like, oh, maybe we'll be having a strong Rivers presence at the national level. Yeah, then we came and even went as far as contesting for the presidency on the platform of the political party. And there were people like us who felt proud that a Rivers son could do just that. Okay? So it is not a question of abandoning him. I still would believe, safely thinks otherwise, that NWUKE is my brother. My mother is Ikwere, so he's my maternal brother. Now, if he thinks otherwise, then there's nothing I can do. So I want to believe that he's my brother, he's my friend. That we are talking issues. These are not personal issues. We are talking about Rivers State, the core interest of Rivers people, and that's more fundamental in my view. So it has nothing to do with a personal relationship or imagined personal relationship between me and the former governor. No.
All right, we'll take more of the calls down. The telephone lines will be buzzing. It is now time for us to have you talk to us or talk to Rivers people through our platform here. And so you can call us once again, turn down the volume of your TV set, and then call us. We'll pick your call, and then you tell us why you're calling. All right, in a very, very short speech, how would you assess the governor 1 year down the line?
Yes, despite all of the distractions and efforts, to forestall some development in Rivers State, I'd like to give it to him that, quoting him, he had said most of what he had achieved have been achieved in the last 4 months. And so, meaning that most of last year was wasted in the attempt to stabilize his administration. But the good thing is that first, let us accept that he has proven to be the captain of the ship.
All right, he has proven to be captain of the ship. Let's just hear from this caller. Hello, good afternoon. Hello.
Hello, good day, sir.
Good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Okay, my name is Fortune.
All right, Fortune. Welcome to our
I'm
program.
calling from Port Harcourt.
Welcome to our program. All right.
Okay, I want to ask questions.
Go on, Fortune.
I hear when the governor is saying that, these the assembly people, they have gone. And the same matter is right now, they have taken it to Supreme Court. If now Supreme Court now judge otherwise, what will be the fate of the governor? By saying that the led assembly, they have gone.
Unfortunately, my guest is not a lawyer, he's a politician. Maybe we'll have a political response to it.
Honestly speaking, the expectation of most people is that when the matter eventually becomes heard at Supreme Court, all of those matters are related to it will be put together and a decision taken. One thing about law is, in so many ways, there are precedences in law, and of course those case laws are what lawyers cite in trying to convince a court. Now, it will go to the Supreme Court really to decide whether or not the constitution of this great country was abridged at some point, or whether or not Amiwood and his friends are still lawmakers.
All right, we hear from this caller. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Your name?
This is John calling from the state.
Okay, John, calling from ETCHE.
Yes.
All right, welcome to our program.
Yes, I wanted to clarify here. Like the court, the last Supreme Court says that the law of the state high court law of the over the matter.
Okay.
And that directed them to go to the federal
High Court.
Federal High Court. Okay, yes. Now they are going to the Supreme Court. Is the Supreme Court the right thing to go now, or to go to the Supreme Court and advise them to go? I'm not sure that the Supreme Court is going to pass them back to the Federal High Court.
All right, Fortune.
You understand me?
I quite understood what you say, but let me also say, I'm not talking on his behalf, but my guest is not a lawyer. But he will find political answers to them.
We just try and find rational answers. The point I'm making is that assuming you were to file a petition to the IG of police on a serious matter, does it mean because you want the involvement or attention of the IG that you will not talk to the DPO at the scene of the event where that problem occurred? You know, because you see, perhaps we are learning new dance steps. There was a time many years ago when we didn't even have, the justice system did not include federal high courts in our vicinity. And when, of course, these courts, as they say, they are courts of equal jurisdiction. You know, the only difference is that you call one state and the other one federal. Are you saying that when an event, something happens in River State, that the state high court has no mandate, you know, to even look at a matter before it of public interest, great public interest?
These are issues of law that lawyers.
Yeah, but we'll leave that to the lawyers.
All right. So telephone lines are still possible. We're sorry we can't take more of your calls, but as a way of winding down, if you come face to face with Mr. Governor, what would you tell him in 30 seconds? Considering what is happening in the state, what would be advised to him?
My advice to him would be keep holding forth. He wants to stand tall, he should stand tall. And the second thing to say to him, commendably, you have done well. We are holding the state together and we are gradually making progress. We are seeing the Ring Road project in action. We are seeing the Trans-Calabari Road in action. We are seeing various things happening. And now this government is promising health. Carry on, Mr. Governor.
Honorable NWUKE, a publisher, former member of the National Assembly, a politician, and of course, a son of ETCHE.
A son of ETCHE. ETCHE is OGBAKOR means a gathering assemblage of ETCHE people.
Okay.
I am the son of ETCHE nation.
Okay, you are a son of ETCHE ethnic nationality.
Yes.
Better put. All right. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
Well, that's it on our program. We'll see you again tomorrow when we'll bring you another guest on a different topic. My name is Solomon Nelson Braid. Good afternoon.
Stewardship with SNB.
Stewardship with SNB. It's probing.
You want to kill, you want to bury. What is it all about?
Beckoning on you occupying that public office to give account of your stewardship.
To be that quiet, he's the executive governor of this state and he's the leader and head of our party.
Politics on the menu.
I don't know what will happen. The governor leads, whatever directive he brings, I will follow.
What about the surprises?
Action that I've accepted to follow will be taken for my witness. I will surprise them.
Watch Stewardship at 12:30 p.m. on weekdays. Stewardship with SNB, a new trajectory to broadcast journalism. Join us.